Ladies, lovers, laddies, it is still the snapshot day, my dudes. Welcome back to the update that I guess just keeps on giving and giving. So today, we've got a nice snapshot packed with a bunch of parodies, some nice plant updates, and even more technical business. Tap that like button for me real quick, subscribe if you're new, and let's dive in real quick. First things first, I'm floored. I'm shocked, honestly. The snapshots are still ongoing. I kind of thought, low-key, that today would be a pre-release day, but no snapshots for the update. They're still happening. Now, I want to start off today with datapack version, well, nice. Entity data. We have so many adjustments to entity data inside of the snapshot. Now, on the surface, this isn't like maybe the most thrilling, enthralling thing, but remember two things. The technical changes, I mean, they have to happen, and sometimes technical changes are made to things behind the scenes, or like today, maybe right in front of our face, only to amount to a bigger update that happens a little bit later on. Now, when it comes to our entity data here, we have so many different mob adjustments, like the creeper, the dolphin, the ender dragon, the fox, the ghast, the goat, so many different mobs. Many of these different changes here have to do with brand new defaults that are going to happen if a field is not specified. So, for example, if I was like doing some kind of entity thing with the snow golem, and let's say I didn't maybe specify within the technical things that I was doing about the pumpkin, well, the new default is going to be true. In other words, our snow golem friend is going to default to wearing a helmet. Bro, excuse me, you mess up the shot. Now, alongside the entity stuff, we also have different default settings for things like TNT minecarts, which I guess are still entities in one sense, but like, we're not talking about mobs or anything like that. Moving on, experimental features. I'm kind of shocked that the minecart updates aren't seemingly making it into this update because this is all about traveling around the world. And today, well, kind of speaking about traveling around the world, and a feature that you'll find from time to time inside of the warmest biomes, the dry grass. Oh my god, legit, when I had made yesterday's video, I didn't look at the bug tracker or anything like that, but today we have a fix with the dry grass. The rotation of this thing, well, it's now actually rotating, and take a look at this thing. It's doing something interesting that I don't know if the other grass does in the game, where it basically can shrink it down into the block as well as be like rotated, so it's not in like a straight line, you know, when I place it down. For a little bit more information on this change, check out yesterday's video, after this one, of course. But, like, check this out. You can see here the short to dry grass. The height of this stuff kind of varies. Sometimes it's, like, ever so slightly taller, other times shorter. I wonder if this is gonna happen with a tall, dry... Oh, it does happen with a tall, dry grass as well. That's cool. All right. I promise. I'll stop with the grass in just a second. One more little experiment. Does this happen with normal grass, too? Oh, my gosh, it does. Well, I guess today I learned. Reddit moment of all time. Next up, and now this is the header of this snapshot changelog post here, and look, I might be losing it, sure, you call me on it down below, but dead center. We got the log right here, that's the focus of the snapshot. However, dead center in the background, what is that on the block right there? Like, clearly we can see wildflowers all over it, and they compress down differently. This looks like a completely different part of something. I have no clue what this thing could be, but is this a hint? A mystery? An accident? What is it? Help. Block entity data. Another boring technical schmechnical thing, but campfire, chisel, bookshelf, hopper, jigsaw, skulk shriekers, and structure blocks. Most of these changes happening in today's snapshot have to do with new defaults that things will, well, default to if things aren't specified. Maybe one of you more technical-minded waddlers watching this video right now can fill me in on all of this technical stuff. Why is it so important that we have new defaults with specifications and things like that? Please, fill me in, help me out. Now, Minecraft's overworld update. This update has been amazing so far. From brand new plants to new mobs, we've got it all. In today's snapshot, we have yet another feature of world generation that is going to be completely brand new, at least for Java. So this right here, it's a little spoiler of one of them. So in order to really immerse ourselves in this one, let's go ahead and start fresh with a brand new world. Oh, in no way. Actually, the perfect start to this world. Here we have a forest biome in one quick little spin. I've already found it. Inside of many biomes, all of which will have trees inside of them, you'll be able to find a brand new generation feature. Alongside our tall, strong, and healthy trees standing on the surface, we'll also have a brand new fallen trees generating across the world. Now look, I'll admit it, of course, on the surface, this isn't maybe the most, like, game-changing feature, but for a nice small quality of life and parity change, I mean, it's kind of beautiful. It's fire. So, let's see if we can make it happen again. We've got a couple of different biomes in which we'll be able to find this happening. The forest is absolutely, definitely one of them. Aha, there we go at last. Had to run for a little while, so it's not the most common thing in the world, but here we have another fallen tree. Now, these fallen trees, there are some special little things that will come into the game alongside them sometimes. So as we can see here, this one happens to just be a fallen log. Like, it's the base of the tree and then a log that is laying clean on the ground. Sometimes, like in that first log that we found, well, sometimes our tree, it might end up looking a little something like this with some vines. This is going to mean we have a brand new and well, actually possibly easier, depending on your bio makeup of the world, an easier way to pick up vines for the first time inside of your world. But it's not just vines, because actually alongside those, sometimes you'll be able to find mushrooms generating around these trees as well. Now, while I was making my little community tab post before the snapshot to kind of let you guys know what's up here, I did a little bit of testing and I was able to find both red and brown mushrooms generating with these things sometimes. Swinging things over to another biome, but this time different trees, and right off the bat I found one. I'm still so not used to these different cows. Like, you look weird, but dude, I love you. But maybe more importantly, we've got a fallen spruce tree, and you can see this time the spruce tree, I mean, that's got some height to it, or maybe it had some height. Is it too soon to say that? I don't know. So our fallen trees, we have 4 brand new variants. We've got oak fallen trees, we've got birch fallen trees, we've got spruce fallen trees, and then we didn't find one, but we've got jungle fallen trees as well. For these new fallen trees, for the most part, these fallen trees will be able to be found being fallen inside of any biome in which the tree will actually generate. That's a lot of words, but hopefully that makes sense. Now, being able to find a jungle fallen tree with how dense this biome is, I think that's going to take more time than what it's worth. So for this one, maybe just use your imagination. Now, there are a couple of biomes in which fallen trees will never be able to generate despite their variant existing there. For example, the bamboo jungle. You'll never find a fallen tree here. Another biome in which you'll never be able to find fallen trees is the meadow biome. There may be tree variants here, but it won't happen. For your full list of other biomes in which fallen trees will never happen, here we go. The flower forest has a little bit of a caveat to it, where fallen birch trees will happen, but not fallen oaks. For our best friend, the birch boy, we actually have not one, but 2 different variants of the fallen tree. We'll have a shorter version, might look something like that, and then a longer version, kind of mimicking those tall birch forest trees that gets a whole lot longer. Totally wish we could have gotten like a cherry blossom one. That would be really cool, a nice touch to the biome too, but for world generation, there's even more. Leaf litter. We've got a couple of changes. One of them logical but slightly tragic. It can no longer be placed on top of fences or walls inside of the snapshot. Alongside that change, in world generation, leaf litter is now replaceable as well. With leaf litter now being replaceable, that should mean not only is there, like, say, basically more room for fallen trees to actually be able to generate, but I think that might result in a little bit more grass popping up as well, so maybe slightly less leaf litter in the biomes, but this isn't going to amount to some kind of gigantic significant shift. Now hold up here, because related to those fallen trees, just a couple of days ago in this video, we were talking about leaks for the new update, and well, so this isn't the Nature's Touch drop that kind of called some stuff correct, but this one right here, Dead and Fallen Trees from Bedrock Edition, will be added to Java. That's intriguing. Now, unfortunately here, unless we're due for a gigantic surprise coming soon, would love that, a grand finale, but a lot of this other information is incorrect, but it's intriguing that this one was called correctly. Over inside of our fresh world one more time, this time it's locate to biome, mangrove swamp. They've done it. The mangrove swamp, oh baby, we've got a brand new change. Let's see if it'll happen here like it happens in the normal swamp. So running around here, we should be able to find a brand new plant generating. Unfortunately, immediately I'm realizing that this change, I think it's just happening kind of like in river generation instead of like in normal swamp generation. Oh man, that's a downer. The Firefly Bush, and another feature that we talked about. Aha, there you are, the Firefly Bush. And a feature we talked about in a different video was kind of mentioning how the Firefly Bush should totally generate here, would add to the life inside of this biome, and to give off the particles more often in the day because it's dark. And, well, they've done it. The Firefly Bush will now generate inside of the mangrove swamp biome. It's pretty cool. I still feel like it should totally maybe be a little bit more dense, just based off of what I've been seeing here real quick. Today, it doesn't look to be the most common thing in the world, but wow, that it happened? I love it. Whoa, and look at that, right off the bat, another biome in which this will be able to happen, the Badlands biome, alongside rivers that might end up cutting through this warm, hot biome. You'll also be able to find Firefly bushes generating, and wow, like right off the bat, in the span of not very long at all, Firefly bush. One change that I feel should totally be made to the Firefly bush before release, let us place this thing on sand as well. That could be kind of cool and maybe be great for more builds. But speaking of being able to place things in different spots now, the dead bush, we've got a dead bush update. Dead bush can now be placed on farmland. I mean, that's all there is to it, but yeah. Beacon beams. Inside of this week's snapshot, beacon beams got a big focus as well, with their rendering being patched up in many different instances. Bam, right here, 4 bug fixes, all involving beacon beams and their clipping, rendering, and just how they end up looking inside of your world. All fixed. Not a single change to all of those beautiful spawn eggs that were introduced last week, by the way, if you were wondering. Goats are now able to ram armor stands again, so I guess local armor stands, you better watch out. And also, did these things always like get placed in snow like this? Because where's my other snow logging? I want the snow inside of the grass right now. And then today, I'd like to wrap things up with a look at a mod that I kind of keep forgetting to show you. A couple of weeks ago, in the MOOSHROOM update, the brown MOOSHROOM, come on, please. In the MOOSHROOM update, when this thing got a new model, the brown one did as well, but I keep forgetting to show it off here. So the nose, it pops out a little bit longer, just like it does on the red one, and then the texture, it's been faded out and smoothed over a little bit, just like it was on the red one as well. Now, on the brown one, it's a little bit harder to notice here, kind of just blends in real nicely, but yeah, it's shiny and brand new and kind of, not gonna lie, bodacious. Minecraft Snapshot 25W09A. How much longer will this update go on? You take a guess down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Tap like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hopefully stay tuned for a stream later. I'm not too sure if it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try my best. Until next time, it's been me, Waddles. Goodbye, everyone.